Hi everyone, hope you all had a very fun and safe Halloween. We had a great time. We took my daughter and my two nieces down near the water. We went trick-or-treating. It was like a big party. It was beautiful. It was just a beautiful night. The weather was great. Hope yours was lovely as well. And just a couple of interesting things. So the kids where we live have the day after Halloween off. I'm not sure what it's like where you live, but they always have the next day off. And I was talking to one of the teachers, and she told me that Halloween is her least favorite day of the year. And it used to be the day after Halloween was just as bad, because the kids eat so much sugar with all the parties and the candy that they get from all the things they're doing, all of the events, and they can't focus, and they misbehave, and they're going to the office, and there's all this trouble that they have. You know, they're acting crazy and running around, and they won't listen. And so she said, it's just my least favorite time of year. So in our area, they have the next day off, right? Because they're up late, they're eating sugar, and it just makes sense. They can't focus in school at all. So I learned a long time ago in our house, with our lifestyle, I had to come up with some kind of solution. Because there's no way that I'm going to deprive my daughter of enjoying the time with her friends. I learned a long time ago another thing, that if I try to push her too hard, if you have a strong-willed child, and you push too hard, you'll push them right into doing the very thing you don't want them to do, right? I don't know if any of you have the same experience with your kids. But I don't want her lying to me. I don't want her figuring out ways to do things and hiding things from me. So I figured I was going to try to find ways. I was going to be smarter than the average bear and try to figure out how I could do both. How do I get my daughter to be able to enjoy the traditional childhood, you know, sort of cultural things that we do for kids, and yet still be healthy and not I want to be able to live our message. So I don't want to violate our brand and our message and how we live our life. So I came up with a solution, and I've been trying to explain this to people for a long time, how we do it. So my daughter would go out trick-or-treating, and when she was little, she didn't quite understand as much like what this meant. She gets to go trick-or-treating, and then I would have her pick out a few of her favorite pieces of candy, and I would dole them out to her over time, and the rest of it I would buy back. And we started off at a nickel, right? buy them back for a nickel a piece. And then over time, I would pay a dime a piece, because she started to understand, you know, what money was. And so she'd work a little harder to get more candy, and I would pay a dime for them. And then pretty soon she's like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to sell it back to you, like as much of it back to you. And I'm like, wait, okay, hold on. I figured out she was a capitalist early on. So I started giving her a quarter for a piece of candy, and if it was a big, you know, something, then maybe I'd give her a little more. So we started negotiating like this, and it actually became a fun thing that we did together. Like, I made it a fun game out of it, and she would joke around with me, and we would have this great time. And there were years, I mean, she started working really hard. I will tell you, if you do this, just plan on the fact that your kid is going to like race and get as much candy as they can, because they know they're getting money for it, right? So she would race around, get as much candy as she could, and there were years where I would end up giving her like $35, $40 for all of the candy she was able to get. And you know, some of my friends were like, isn't that kind of crazy? You're like buying back this candy for like going trick-or-treating. But in my mind, it was a way for her to still go have fun. And then when I would stop and think about it, I'm like, okay, would I spend $25 or $30 to go enjoy a family evening, whether it's at the movies or an amusement park or miniature golfing or whatever it is? Would I spend that money to go have a great night? The answer is yes. So for me, it's not sort of about, you know, okay, she's getting candy. Yes, I don't love the fact that, you know, we are selling this much candy in our country, whatever. It's, my daughter gets to go have fun. I would spend that much for her to go have fun. Now I'm not doing the thing where you can't have it, right? And where there's no lying going on between us. So for me, that was a model that worked. I would buy back her candy, and then she saw me throwing it away. She's like, why are you throwing it away? Like, give it to the troops or whatever, donate it to a hospital. I'm like, hold on. I love you so much that I'm buying back your candy so that it doesn't make you sick, right? Stay with me here. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, so why would I send it to the people who are protecting our country to make them sick? I'm like, I need those guys like at the top of their game, right? I'm not going to make them sick. I'm like, I'll send them something healthy if it really, you know, would make you feel better. And so she's like, oh, that kind of makes sense. I'm like, yes, I will throw it away, and I would have invested that much for you to have a good time anyways. So now, this is what I bought back from her. It was about $15 worth of candy. And she didn't have as much this year because it doesn't mean as much to her, right? Now it's just her going out with her cousins and having a good time. And so we took my nieces out. Now, they've never been exposed to this, the candy witch, before. I'm the candy witch. So I come by the next day and buy back all the candy, right? So my nieces, I've got one who's 7 and one who's 12. But you gotta understand, we're going through a little bit of a transition because they just moved here. And they've been used to having a very different kind of food in their house than what we have in our house. So we took them grocery shopping, and the 12-year-old is like, oh my gosh, there's nothing to eat. Even though she has a house full of food, right? She literally looked at me, she goes, I need a gluten and sugar fix. And I started laughing. She's like, she's really going through like DTs. Anybody who doesn't know what DTs are, it's like withdrawal, right? She's going through major withdrawal because she's not used to eating clean. And so she actually literally thinks there's nothing to eat in her house. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen. We've got like an amazing, her house is like full of amazing food, but she has nothing to eat in her mind. So for her, Halloween coming up was the best thing she could ever imagine. She's gonna get her fix, like, right? She's gonna like fix these DTs she's having. She could not wait. But now she's got this conundrum. She's in total dilemma because she's like, wait, I could be getting money. I could be getting money, but I really need a fix, right? So she's like, she's got this total dilemma going on. The little one wasn't even an issue. She was like, oh, like she likes to eat healthy. She's like, I'll sell you back my candy. She was all excited about it. But then the little one started in with like, well, wait a minute, I could sell it to my sister for more because my sister really wants it. And I'm like, oh no, I'm creating this terrible, like I'm responsible now for this horrible, like, it's almost like a drug deal going on, right? So I have to stop this. So I'm like, now I'm like trying to fix my own mess. Anyways, you see what happens here. So I'm not going to have the little one sell her candy to the older one. That we need to like put an end to that. We don't want your kids to become drug dealers. Let's not do that. You need to be the candy witch. We can't have that going on with kids, right? But you see why this is a good thing, because even the older one who wants the candy is like, wait, the money might be better. So I don't know, maybe it'll work for you. That has worked in our house. We've had a lot of fun with it. We're just kind of cracking up over, the little one thinking she's going to sell it for more to her sister. But let me know how it works for you. Gonna go throw some candy away. Have a great day. Hope you are not suffering too much with the candy blues. Bye-bye.